What's up, friends? It's Haley, aka Bird,
and Randy,
and you're tuning in to the Give 'em the Bird podcast.
This podcast is all about challenging what it means to be healthy and fit. It's about celebrating sustainable behavior change and non-scale victories.
And most importantly, it's about giving the bird to the diet industry and societal expectations of body size. Why? Well, because at the end of the day, you have an entire life to live that does not require your body look a certain way.
Thanks for tuning in.
Now, let's give 'em the bird. Hello, friends, and welcome back to another episode of Give 'em the Bird podcast. The last couple episodes that Randy and I have done have been like deep and a little dark.
Heavy. Yeah.
Yeah, they've been heavy. And so we're going to lighten shit up today. We're not really sure how this episode's going to go because little Miss Me was unprepared, classic. But I got the idea that what I wanted to do was just read off TikTok trends, or I guess just like online trends right now for fitness, nutrition, weight loss, etc. See how Randy reacts. And then kind of talk through it a little bit. So I'm probably going to be reading off the interweb. And I just really want to get your take on some of these. All right, Randy?
I'm excited and nervous because I have literally no idea what's coming my way.
It's nothing like too crazy, but just some things that I keep seeing these like trending things, and I want to know what your thoughts are on them. I know that there are so many other trends though that are out there, and so I feel like we're going to need to do this several times.
Probably, yeah.
So we're keeping the number of trends low today, and we want to know from listeners, what are some trends that you've been seeing on TikTok, Instagram, wherever, in regards to food, fitness, like weight loss, diet, I think even just wellness in general, because we could probably do a whole episode on the idea of wellness and all of that. So
for sure.
Okay. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, trend number 1, the treadmill strut.
The treadmill strut. I feel like maybe I've seen this.
Ooh.
It's like feeling yourself like hot girl walk like on the treadmill. Am I right?
I feel like you're on the right path. Yes.
Okay. That's about as much as I can guess at this point.
Okay, so I first heard about the treadmill strut. I think it was, I don't remember, earlier this year maybe. Yeah, I think it was earlier this year maybe in like the winter. A student I was meeting with was talking about wanting to increase her exercise, and she said, and I've been really into treadmill struts lately. And I was like, I'm sorry, enlighten me. What is that? Apparently, there is a TikToker who creates playlists, and she might actually be like a fitness coach or someone. I don't know. I didn't do the research on her.
Sure.
But she creates these playlists, and the idea is that you walk to like the beat of the music. And so it changes throughout, and it's, you go on a treadmill so that you can change the speed and everything. I've also had people I know that have done this not on a treadmill, just like walking, but they have playlists on Spotify, treadmill strut playlists on Spotify.
What?
Uh-huh.
No way. I actually kind of like this. Assuming it's not like too strenuous for somebody who like could accidentally like get in over their head, but for me at least, like I need all the guesswork taken out and I need somebody to tell me what to do. So yeah, I love that, you just kind of walk to the beat and you don't really have to think about it too much. That's kind of awesome.
Yeah, I am totally into this treadmill strut. And I think about it too with there's Spotify playlists for running based on how many like your cadence that you want to run at.
Oh,
and so it's very similar. I haven't actually done a treadmill strut just because I don't do that. Like when I walk for movement, I'm like walking my dogs or walking with Mal or with Tyler, so I'm not gonna like put on music, but I think I'm gonna look into it because I'm also we've talked about the power of the power of music with our motivation and like enjoyment with exercise. So yes, a treadmill strut.
I really like that.
Hmm.
Um,
I might have
I
to
don't,
link the Spotify playlist.
yeah, you should. I suppose I have access to a treadmill at Versa, but I'm usually taking classes. So I would probably do it just like outside, but I love that.
I do too. Okay,
Yeah.
so this gets a GTB approved.
Yes. Thumbs up.
Next one. I wonder if you've heard of this one. So this, I don't know if it's technically a diet, but it's this new obsession with mustard and cottage cheese. Wait, okay,
Yes. Yes.
go off.
Um, oh my God. So I don't know all of the specifics about this. Like, are they together? Like, are you supposed to eat them together?
I think that it's just like I don't know. Do you eat them together? Now I gotta Google.
I mean, I've heard of like so many things mixed with cottage cheese or dipped in mustard separately. Maybe there's some recipes with them together, but yes, I feel like I've seen so much of this on TikTok.
Yes. Okay, so now that you mention it, you're right. I keep seeing a bunch of like making cookie dough out of ice cream or not out of ice cream. Oh my God. Out of
That
cottage,
one's
you're like,
delightful.
yeah, absolutely. That's just ice cream. That's just ice cream. No, but out of cottage cheese or like
Yeah.
what are some other things? You blend it up like a
Yeah.
ranch dip. I saw somebody make like, it's like a healthy veggie dip, healthy in
Yep.
quotations, because you blend up the
Yep.
cottage cheese.
And I feel like I've heard it for like way grosser things that just aren't even coming to mind.
Oh,
Um, but like mixing it with eggs, like eggs, cottage cheese, and mustard, that was one that I saw.
oh,
I don't know. I mean,
mm,
I like all the things separately, so maybe it would be fine.
right.
Um, but dipping things in mustard instead of like higher fat dips, I think is kind of like the point of that one.
Hmm.
Which, I mean, I guess if you really like mustard,
Right.
sure. But like if you really like ranch, mustard is not ranch. So,
I'm a ranch girl.
yeah, yeah.
I love ranch, but it's funny because Tyler, my husband, he does mustard on everything.
Really.
Yeah, like dips his fries in mustard.
I do have a friend that does that.
Hmm.
So, yeah, I mean, I don't think there's any harm
Right.
in that, but the no food rules lady on TikTok always reminds me like if you want ice cream, have ice cream. Don't have cottage cheese ice cream because that's
Right.
not ice cream. Like
Hmm. Yeah,
just call it what it is. And if you like it, great, but
I'm here for
you
that.
don't have to trick yourself.
Also, I think that it might be a thing. So see, you can't see what I'm looking at on my other screen, but there is cottage cheese that is just drowning in mustard in this picture, this TikToker, and she's dipping some raw vegetables in it. So I feel like it is supposed to be like a healthier dip alternative.
Sure.
I think also like there was this thing with sausage and like
Yes.
putting sausage in it too and like dipping sausage. So random.
Yes.
I also kind of wonder if there is, again, kind of along the lines of this wellnessy, anti-inflammatory, optimal health and well-being, if there's something related to how, I don't know if I'm going to pronounce it right, but like the turmeric that's in
Mhm.
mustard and how it has like anti-inflammatory properties or whatever.
Sure.
I wonder if that's like a thing, like a wellnessy side of it
Maybe.
too. So,
Maybe.
mm-hmm,
I actually have done like a turkey sausage or chicken sausage or something in mustard, and it was decent.
mm-hmm.
Um, you know,
I don't know why that was so funny to me.
it wasn't a rave review. It was,
Yeah.
um, yeah, I think the thing that like worries me with some of those things is like people tout it as like a just like this end all be all diet. Like just dip everything in mustard and then
Right.
you'll be fine. Or
Hmm.
just eat a bunch of cottage cheese because you'll get all this protein, which, yes, you get protein from cottage cheese. And yes, mustard is, low calorie, low fat or whatever, but it's not like a diet to be
Yes.
followed. It's not going to provide you with all of the nutrition and all of the things you need. But if
Right.
you like
It
it,
reminds,
go for it.
yeah, it reminds me of when I was looking up trends. This isn't on my list for you, but the cabbage soup diet, it's making a comeback.
Is it? I
Potentially. I
remember
mean,
that from when I was like trying to lose weight back in the day.
yeah, it popped back up, or it popped up when I was doing a quick little Google. So we're not gonna even get into that right now, but yeah, I'm like, absolutely not. We
No,
can't bring this back.
no.
Eat your cabbage soup, but not because you want to lose weight, because you like the taste of it, right?
Right,
And
right.
I'm right there with you with this mustard and cottage cheese. Like, if you like it, eat it. But
Mm,
if you prefer your veggies dipped in ranch, dip them in ranch because it's not like you're getting that much more nutritional benefit out of eating mustard instead of ranch. Like,
right.
and you're still getting
You have
all the
to,
nutrients from the veggies
exactly,
regardless.
exactly. Yeah, the nutrients in the veggies doesn't change. So,
Hmm. Okay, next one. This one is brand new to me. I'm gonna have to like read it while I talk to you about it. And it's definitely like a wellnessy thing. Some of these wellness trends that are out there, like it's not necessarily new, but I don't know if you've heard of like you literally like sun your tush, your
I'm sorry. What?
your your
So, you
butthole.
like
Have
what?
you not heard of that?
No.
Oh my gosh. Okay. There's like an
Like,
actual name for it. Yeah.
I'm picturing how this would happen. So,
Um, oh yeah, so it's called it's maybe it's not necessarily your butthole, but it's perineum. Perineum? How do you pronounce that word?
perineum, I think.
Perineum sunning. Yeah. And the whole idea is that you expose that area of your body to the sun. And some social media influencers and celebs have claimed this practice boasts a buttload of benefits, like more energy, increased libido, enhanced mood, better sleep, and more creativity. There is one, there is one um, CrossFit person who, I mean, I'm sure there's tons of people that do this, but he like swears by it. And there's another very wellnessy, optimal, like holistic, naturopathic person who does it too. Yeah, so I just think of it as sunning your butthole. It's so gross.
I have questions.
Hmm.
The first of which is, are we applying sunscreen before we sun ourselves?
Oh, like down there?
Right.
Right. And like that's some sensitive skin.
That was my next question, is if
Mm,
there's any burnage, that is some sensitive skin.
yeah.
And I worry about that.
Oh my gosh.
As a
Um,
redhead and a fair-skinned individual,
yeah.
I have concerns.
Oh my gosh. And the other thing too is the posture that you have to be in order to do it is if you're familiar with the pose in yoga, the happy baby pose,
Do I know
where
that pun? I
you're
might
on
have
your
to Google
back and you
that.
have to like hold your like basically
Yes.
you're giving birth up towards the sky.
Oh my
Like
God.
that's how you have to get the position you must be in order for that part of your body to be shown
That's
sunlight.
like the position you're in when you get waxed, too.
And you'd probably have to get waxed in order to get the full effect of this, I would assume.
Probably. Oh my gosh. This is so involved.
Wow.
And
This is so involved.
are people doing this in their backyard? Or
You know, I think so. I do have to admit, last summer I was not pregnant and I was over at my sister's house, Leslie's house.
I can't wait to see where this goes.
We did in fact try this out. Just out on out on
Amazing.
her back deck. If you know, she lives surrounded by trees, nobody can see. And it was just like, F it, let's try it out.
Why not?
First of all, we really struggled to get our legs up there in the proper position. And mind you, we're side by side, and it kept being like, don't look, quit looking, like, get back here, you know? And I'm sure that, you know, these celebs and social media influencers, there's a repeated exposure that is required in order to get all of these benefits that they claim. Um, but yep, I didn't experience anything but a good ass belly laugh. Like that was
Sure.
like a laugh until you cry, almost pee your pants, except for you're not wearing any pants
Except no
kind of laugh.
pants.
Yeah.
I can only imagine.
Yes. So that was not even on my list, but it just came up. It made me think of it.
I freaking love that.
So perineum sunning. Yep.
Yes,
I'm not in it.
I would like to not GTB approved
No.
yet.
Yeah.
I would like there's a couple stipulations requiring approval. One would be a dermatologist weighing in, and two would be the scientific explanation for why this is beneficial. So
Yeah, I wonder if it's like because that skin is so sensitive that
maybe it absorbs vitamin D.
right. I will say that the next line of this webpage says, however, comma, there's literally no science that shows any of these claims are legit. In the
Literally
short
no.
term, oh my God, here we go. In the short term, anal sunning can cause a gnarly sunburn right on, I can't say that word on the mic, right on your TAINT. But the long-term risks are a lot more serious. It can increase your risk for skin cancer, all these things. So,
See, that's
oh my gosh, I
that's
literally cannot say that on the mic. And I can say just about friggin'
you can
anything,
do a
but
lot of things,
I
but
can't say that word on the mic. TAINT. You say it out loud for me, somebody else. Okay, so that was a random one. Now,
yeah.
what got me on that topic was this next one because I feel like it probably the same kind of people who might be involved in perineum sunning might also do this. Chlorophyll water.
Full water. Is this okay? Is this more than just like greens, like we've talked about before, like greens mix-ins and such?
I believe so.
Okay, then I know nothing about this.
Okay. Me really either, but I just think of it as like plant water because, chlorophyll is
Right?
needed in order for plants to undergo photosynthesis.
Correct.
And so this this webpage that I'm reading says your favorite influencers swear by chlorophyll water. They claim a few drops of liquid chlorophyll. I just keep wanting to read chlorophyll. What is it?
Chloroform.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. They claim a few drops of liquid chlorophyll with 8 ounces of H2O can do everything from improving their energy levels to soothing pimples. Is there any merit to their boasts, or are they simply trying for 15 minutes of fame with the latest internet fad? So some people are saying that it's a cure-all for various ailments. And there's no recommended dietary allowance, as you can imagine. But the average supplement serving is 100 milligrams per 8 ounces of water. They say that it potentially could help with support a healthy aging process, may help clear acne, may reduce the risk of certain types of cancers, and that it's also part of, I guess it is also part of many popular greens powder supplements. But again, I don't think there's any serious science to back it up. Not to mention potential side effects, nausea, vomiting, and stomach cramps, not here for it. Diarrhea. How are you supposed to have diarrhea while you're supposed to be perineum sunning? Like
seriously, that
terrible. Like that's the literal position I get my child in when she seems constipated. And photosensitivity. You might become more susceptible to sunburn.
So dangerous.
Yes. Furthermore, there are many foods that are just naturally rich in chlorophyll, like wheatgrass, kale, arugula, spinach, parsley, broccoli. The list goes on.
And I'm guessing you're more likely to absorb it from those sources than you are from
a supplement
drinking it.
That's just gonna be pissed out, right?
Right.
Or shit out, depending. Yeah, so that's something that's coming up. Chlorophyll water. That's a new one to me. Just when I see the word chlorophyll, it just, oh.
It's just, I can't believe that it would taste great either.
I can't imagine. So which would you rather do? Perineum sunning or drink chlorophyll water?
I think the perineum sunning. Just because I can have a little more control over the
Yes.
side effects of that,
Mm-hmm.
by my timing and positioning and all
Yeah.
that stuff.
You can
Um,
manage the dose better.
yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
I think that's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So chlorophyll water, TBD, but just eat some spinach. Um, the next one, and the final one that I have for you.
Okay.
I'm dying to know. I just recently heard of this one because someone who had previously been on the podcast created a reel or like TikTok in response to it. Um, so I was like, what is this thing? I gotta look into it. The name is Girl Dinner.
Girl dinner.
Have you heard of it?
I've heard of this. I
Okay.
have only like peripherally, so I don't
Okay.
know the specifics, but it's not like an actual dinner. It's just like random food items. Is that
Yes.
correct? Okay.
Yes. It's a trend where women share the random things they cobble together for meals.
Mm,
In my head, the first thing that comes to mind is like an adult Lunchable.
yes.
Like I do that a lot, like
Hmm.
get a little bit of protein here, maybe some lunch meat, some crackers, maybe some cheese, um, maybe some a vegetable.
Yeah. Carrot sticks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's one thing. And a lot of women are reporting that like they're feeling validated, they're feeling seen, they're feeling supported, that like I may not have an actual like meal, sit down meal,
Mhm.
but I throw together this girl dinner and I'm eating it. Now, on the other side, I think that some people are engaging in very disordered eating habits or eating like basically nothing and calling it a girl dinner. So I don't necessarily have examples of it, but I can imagine like carrots and ranch or maybe carrots and mustard, right?
Right.
Um,
Right.
so something like that and calling it a dinner,
Yeah.
calling it a meal. And that's where the gal that was previously on the podcast, the reel that she created, that's what she was saying. Like, if you
Sure.
want to make like throw a bunch of shit together and call it a dinner, hell yeah, here for it. But don't call it a meal if it's a snack or, all of that. So,
Right.
mhm,
Right. That makes sense. That
yeah.
makes sense.
So that's
I
coming
feel
up.
like, yeah, I feel like I often have girl dinner and my kids often have girl dinner.
Yeah.
They
Girl
kind of
dinner.
fend for themselves for many of their meals just because they can.
Don't you just mean
I don't
regular
know.
dinner?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Um, Other things that people are saying is, why is it girl dinner? Like, why do
Mm-hmm.
do boys do this too?
Mm-hmm.
Do other humans do this, or is it just a female thing,
Yeah.
Um, so I say this is GTB approved, again with stipulations.
Agree. Agree.
Um, is it meal worthy? Is it
Mm-hmm.
satisfying your hunger?
Mm-hmm.
Satisfying your taste buds?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and what's your intention behind it? Intention, we love that, right? Like, are
Yes.
we
Yeah.
intending to eat it in order, like, to get fewer calories, to consume fewer calories? Or is it because we're running late? We haven't done our grocery shopping, or it's just that's what we do around here for dinner,
Right.
is throw
Right.
something together. Those are
Yeah.
kind of my thoughts.
That's a good reminder. The
Hmm.
intention behind it,
Yeah.
for sure.
And with all of these, right?
Hmm.
Like,
Yeah, with anything.
yeah, what's your intention behind the treadmill strut? I mean,
And the perineum sunning.
and the mustard and cottage cheese shit. Chlorophyll water, I still am just like, don't know about that. That one
Yeah.
would be interesting. No, I don't know if it's like linked to weight loss necessarily at all, the chlorophyll water.
Sure.
But I totally think it's just one of those like elitist
Yeah.
wellnessy things, you know?
People, I think, see something like this, see an influencer that has the kind of life they want, and think, if I drink that chlorophyll water and don't shit my brains out because of it, I will feel fantastic.
If I just get some sun on my asshole, I will.
It's the key
I
to happiness.
will wake up a CFO tomorrow.
Hmm.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Um, what other trends Are there other trends that are coming to mind for you?
Gosh, I love this. I feel like this should be a regular segment. We need to like
Absolutely.
give a name of it for it. But I feel like you have a lot more of like the health and wellness people on your social media
Mm.
feeds. So I need to collect a couple more so that I can like maybe bring you some trends next time because I'm
Ooh.
sure there's some goodies out there.
I tried to look up
That
more
might
like
be.
fitnessy ones and
Mm-hmm.
nothing popped up and I'm like it's almost like my phone has a some sort of block associated with this. It's like this
Maybe.
woman's bullshit meter is really high. We're not even going to try to show her these. Like
I
um
love it.
because I know there has to be a ton of fitness ones. I feel like I hear them a lot from the students that I meet with too because
Yeah.
they're college students and I think that they are likely the main
Mm-hmm.
the target audience for a lot of
For
these
sure.
things. Maybe not the chlorophyll water, again, different age group, different generation, different um income
Different.
level probably. Yeah,
Right.
but so those are, I guess, five of the trends. Few of them are GTB approved. Doesn't mean that you can't engage in them. Absolutely, do your thing, sun your butthole. Just check in with your intention behind it, as
And let us
always.
know how it goes.
Yeah, like we
We
want
love
to
to hear.
hear. Did it change your life when you got some vitamin D down there? It's so funny because it's like I'm gonna, you know, do it where the sun don't shine or whatever people say, and it's like, well, now where are we talking about? Because the sun
Right.
shines everywhere, you know?
Right.
Yeah. Uh,
I love it.
we hope you enjoyed this more lighthearted GTB episode, and we want to hear about the trends. Which ones do you want us to evaluate or break down next? You can message us on Instagram. You can also complete, if you are listening to us on Spotify, fill out the poll on Spotify. That'll be the poll question for this one. If you're watching us on YouTube, drop a comment below. Let us know what trends you want us to chat about next.
We can't wait.
Yay! Thanks for tuning in to the Give 'em the Bird podcast. If you're enjoying the podcast, head on over to Apple iTunes or Spotify and rate, review, and subscribe. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at Give 'em the Bird podcast to stay up to date with all things GTB. We'll see you back here next week for another episode, but in the meantime, go give 'em the bird.